Is this thing on? I feel thoroughly modern and thoroughly McGastoned.
Hello, Jules, Marcus, Dale. Good to see you all. Zio, Melissa. Thank you for subscribing, Zio. 23 months is crazy. Remy, hello. Lucy Goose, good to see you. Well, today's a cozy, relaxing day. I love Tanis Trophius. Hello. I have my friend here. This little Tillandsia, this little air plant. It has really fun leaves because when it is desiccated or when it's dry, the leaves curl. And I've been soaking it for like 2 days in a solution. Well, it's like an anti-mold solution, head mold. So my little Kodama has a hair back. But the thing is, it's so big now, it wobbles. But when it dries out, they get curly again. So, anyway, cute. I love the shape and the color. Green is very fitting on me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Jules. Yeah, missed y'all. Yeah, it's good to see you all. Nana, hello. Alfred, Relo. Greetings. Dale. I deserve tomatoes? Wait, you all deserve tomatoes for the plant poop video. What? Why? That one was one of my favorite videos. It was so fun. It had some good science in it. I like talking about vacuoles and plant cells. Infrequently do I get to talk about plant cells. Pickle on the desk. The pickle is on the desk. Out of sight. I've been using it as stress relief. So it is currently not up for points because I need to hold it. Yeah. JP Charisma, you landscaped one of your clients' yards today. Ooh, okay. You have some fun plants you used in it? Any particulars? Any salvia? I'm guessing you salvia. Yeah, Green Static. You would deserve the point. The pickle point. But unfortunately at present, we're not counting them. The green really brings out the plants. Yeah. Well, today I wanted to take care of some of the plants here, repot some things, hang out, put on some fun music, relax, chat, answer plant questions. If people come in, if they have plant questions. Poinsettia, Hoinsettia. Ooh, coming from YouTube. Good to see you. Yeah, we're dual streaming again. Marcus fixed the chat so we can see everyone's comments in one place. We added a fringe tree, added some Salvia coccinea. Ooh, what makes this one special? It's a purple variety, not many people have it. Fun. Hi, YouTube! Let's look up this Salvia together. That's pretty cool, JP. I'm trying to copy let me just type it in. I'm gonna repot the ant plant today. And then I got something to get rid of spider mites. It's a completely organic deterrent. It's a systemic deterrent. It doesn't really kill spider mites. Oh yeah. Native to to the American tropics and Brazil. Southern United States. The Scarlet Sage. Let's fix the screen. Oh, wrong button. Oh, wow. Scarlet Sage. Look at that. Am I getting bit by spiders a lot? No. I'm not. My plant is getting bit by spider mites. Spider mites are small, little sap-sucking creatures. Let's check it out. Spider mites. They're mighty annoying. They're cute though. Tiny arachnids. I guess they are truly arachnids, huh? Size 1/50th of an inch. Yeah, they're quite minuscule, but they leave this kind of patterning on the leaves that is pretty identifiable, and then they make webs. Have y'all seen the new Spider-Man? Is there a Spider-Man villain named Spider-Mite? Marvel? Spider-Mite. I'm very good at typing. Peter Palmer. Spider-Mite can shrink down to any size. Okay, he's an alternate universe version of Spider-Man from Earth 79733. Unique ability to shrink down to microscopic. Okay, so this is good. Good education. Spider-Mite. Okay, well. Yeah, don't get bit by one of these things. I don't think they really bite people. Well. Arnold Palmer's cousin. Some plant names would make really good superheroes, yeah. L. Strofer has a question. Can you explain chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B? I like that question a lot. Chlorophyll is a molecule that has a structure that's like an antenna. It's a little molecule that has a magnesium ion in the middle. And it's like a little antenna that can collect light. But there's multiple different types of chlorophyll, and we give them different names. We, A, B, C, D, there's different names because of this structure. Let me see if I can change this. This is the molecular, I'm clicking all the wrong buttons. Okay, they were back. The molecular structure can vary slightly. So, it has this long tail, so it can embed itself into a membrane, like in the chloroplast. Poinsettia is on both sides! That's great, good to see you. And it can, if you change the shape of the molecules slightly, they can absorb a slightly different colors of light, and then they reflect different colors because the antenna is also a pigment. So chlorophyll A is one type of antenna, and there's chlorophyll B, which is another type. Let's see if we can just look at the broad categories. But in the chloroplast, there's a bunch of these little thylakoids, and they have membranes. And the way that the chlorophyll works is it embeds itself into the membranes with that long tail we saw. Okay. Click, click, click. Why is it stuck? Chlorophyll at various scales. Okay, chlorophyll absorbs, it's a molecule that's a little antenna that absorbs blue and red light, which is specific frequencies or energetic concentrations of radiation, and it reflects green. Let's see if they have the pictures here. Okay, this is a lot of fun things if you're into this little chart is great if you're into a lot of the chemistry of it. Chlorophyll A, B, C, and D. Those are the ones I'm very well acquainted with, and they outline where they're found. So these are basically any photosynthetic organism will have them. Chlorophyll A can be found universally throughout photosynthetic things. Chlorophyll A and B, those are both found in plants. Chlorophyll C is found in algae. Chlorophyll, there's C2 and C3. I don't really know about those. C3 is found in this one species. But then cyanobacteria have other shapes of chlorophyll. They're called D and F. These are the pictures, or the molecular structures of them. So A and B have the long tail to embed themselves, and then D and F. These, C, 1, 2, and 3. I don't know how they fit into the chloroplast. But basically, there's slightly different conformations. Chlorophyll A, well, has one extra oxygen. Chlorophyll B has an extra oxygen, basically. Grass cells look like smiley emojis. Have you seen them? Grass cells? They can. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, it says Leaf Green redirects here. For the 2024 Pokemon video game, see Pokemon Leaf Green. Yeah, a lot of hexagons. I love hexagons. I love the plant cell shapes. Bacteria chlorophyll is a whole different thing. Anyway. Does that answer your question? L. Schropper? I don't know if that does. Hopefully. Let's see if we can get the colors of chlorophyll A and B. I like chlorophyll, I think it's D. The color of chlorophyll D is really pretty. Various versions of chlorophyll. Colors. Show me the hues, the pigments, the beautiful greens and blues. Okay, well, it's not what I was looking for. Plant pigments, it's not it. Okay, this is closer. No. A, B, C, D, F. I guess there's E as well. Why does no one have any good pictures? Okay, this helps. Okay, these are plant pigments. Have you ever done this? L. Schroper. Okay, great. What is this called? Chromatography? Have you done chromatography? This is something people do in high school. Chromatography, you basically put some type of solvent with compounds you're interested in, and they diffuse through a paper or some type of medium, and the solvent moves quickly, and all of the different compounds, because they're of various sizes, they have to move through the paper or whatever you're using, and they spread out, they diffuse. Al, you've done this one? Yeah. And so you can see the different colors. Chlorophyll A has this kind of forest green. Chlorophyll B is like a light green. TLC, yeah. Green static. What is this? TLC? Remind me. Thin layer chromatography? Is that what it is? Chromatography. A fast, low-cost laboratory technique used to separate and identify compounds in a mixture. You know, this happens all the time on my baseball hat. My baseball hat has a thin layer chromatography all the time. Because when I sweat, you can see there's the solvent of my water and then the salts in my sweat. Let me see if I can get my hat. Yeah, thin layer chromatography. It happens everywhere that there's water and things get wet. Chromatography, colors. My hat, you've always seen this. When people wear hats and then they start to sweat, you'll see this solvent front going up. It's capillary action, yes. A thick layer of sweat. And then it hits the top. Typically, you just see the white salt, but there could, you know, if you had some type of liquid, other things in it. You can do it with printer paper. I have this piece of printer paper I use to cover a cactus that actually doesn't like being in the sun. And so I put this little piece of paper over it. But when I water the cactus, water gets on the paper, and then the water moves up this white printer paper through capillary action. And then you had this interesting chromatography. I don't know if you can tell, but there's different colors, and it was more prominent for the very first time I did it. All of the different compounds in this solution were kind of separated. You did an experiment where you extracted DNA from strawberries. See what it looked like. Poinsettia. What did it look like? Did it look like strange white mucilage? Chromatography. I'm trying to find the colors of these different chlorophylls. Lutein, zeaxanthin. Oh, look, check this out. Maybe we should do this with spinach. That'd be fun to do on stream with spinach. Just get spinach or arugula or something. And then maybe, what is it, alcohol extraction? I guess you need a water. No, well, I don't know. We'll figure out what it is. People might know. The way that this would work is that the larger molecules will be closer to the starting point because they have to sneak their way through the fibers of the paper, and the smaller molecules would be at the top. Generally, that is the case, I believe. Carotenoids, like lutein. Okay. It was a little white clump. Yeah. Strawberry DNA extraction. You can do it with bananas too. It looks fascinating. That's your DNA. I mean, it's not your DNA. This is a strawberry's DNA, but you could eat that. Extract the DNA and consume it. This conversation has made you want to go for a run. Nice. You got your running head ready? Do I make candles? Ant Spellverse. You know, I used to make candles when I was younger. I liked soy wax. Soy wax was my favorite wax. Beeswax was the most expensive, and it was the highest quality. It didn't smoke off a lot, you know. I don't know what the word is, but the Catholic Church has a rule about candles. And that said, it can only be beeswax. Or the candles have to be like beeswax because they don't stain as much. I don't know exactly if there's like some small rule where they have to have beeswax or they have to be exclusively made of beeswax. But I do love a candle. You knew from my face. Oh, yeah? Interesting. You saw my face and said, this man likes wax. I do. I put it in my mustache. I have this wax for the mustache. But this candle smells like sunscreen. And I really like it. It smells great. I just keep it in the window. and then it just smells like the beach? Maybe this is a stupid question. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Abba. But how do some flowers evolve to look like insects? Like, how do they know to look like them? Wouldn't it imply that the plant can think? Interesting question. That's a great question. So what do you think? I'm going to find an example. This orchid. How did this orchid evolve to look like a bee? Isn't that crazy? The bee orchid, yeah, poinsettia. This is the example I think of too. This is the one. How did this thing evolve? Well, how does anything evolve is what I would wonder, right? The most successful version of that plant can reproduce. Evolutionary positive feedback loop. I think that's quite a concise way to put it. The flowers of orchids that ended up looking like this particular bee ended up being more successful at surviving. The thing is that this happens over, thousands of years. This happens over thousands of years, so it's not like over 100 years this flower starts to look like a bee. It might have taken thousands, maybe a million years for a flower like this to have, a shape that looks nothing like this. And you have 100,000 flowers that are related that look like this. But they have various forms, and then this particular bee ends up liking the ones that look like a bee. And then over, thousands of years, it'll keep going to the one that looks like a bee, and to the point that the whole thing is that it has evolved this mimicry. Additionally, isn't it a pheromone? There must be, I think there's a pheromone that has evolved biochemically. Nature studied, learned, and adapted. Yeah. Poinsettia. The one plant that grows little spots and leaves mimic bug eggs so bugs don't lay on it. Yeah. So, imagine there's 1,000 plants with various leaf colors and patterns and shapes. And then the one that ends up surviving is the one that tricks bugs not to lay their eggs on it. Well, that's the one that you're going to see. The ones that didn't trick the bugs not to lay their eggs on it got eaten and probably didn't reproduce as successfully, or became different species with different adaptations to survive. Plants are so cool, you're going to die. Plants are fascinating because, unlike animals, they can't move. And so how do they overcome being killed? They have to make fascinating physical structures or chemical structures. Their plants are incredible, like biochemical factories that produce some of the most interesting compounds to deter herbivory, to gain benefit of reproduction. Let's see, pheromone? I think it produces a compound. No. Okay, honeybee orchid. Okay. Alarm pheromone. Yeah. So the honeybee orchid is a great example of a highly specialized plant that is co-evolved with this orchid. And people study it because this is an unusual, crazy example, right? Orchids, among all of the plants, are some of the most specialized in their morphology, their shapes, and even in this case, their chemistry. This plant creates a pheromone that attracts the bees of Asian and European honeybees. Let's see. Exploited by European bee wolf to locate the prey. Okay, okay, let's read this. Approximately 1/3 of the world's estimated 30,000 orchid species are deceptive and do not reward their pollinators with nectar or pollen. Most of these deceptive orchids imitate the scent of rewarding flowers or potential mates. In this study, we investigated the floral scent involved in pollinator attraction of the rewardless orchid Dendrobium sinensis, a species endemic to Chinese island Hainan that is pollinated by the hornet. Through chemical analysis and electrophysiological methods, we demonstrate the flower produces Z11-ecosen-1-all that the pollinator can smell and attracts them. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Poinsettia. Yeah, okay, the one plant. Nature, study, learn, adapted. Marcus added a stupid question. Those are foundational questions. You're asking what we need to know so we can keep growing. Exactly. There's no stupid questions. They're all good things. Okay. One of them looked like a sexy bee, and then millions of years ago, there was some bee that looked at that and said, let's have a quickie, and boom. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Wrath Wolf. They figured out what colors to make. Well, yeah. One of the things is that it's hard for us to envision the crazy amount of time that this whole thing happens over. It's not like 100 years, it'll be thousands of years. And it'll take a long time for them to evolve such specific features. But yeah, Tom the Temp. You have a plant in your apartment that has really dark green leaves. Does the color of the leaf indicates how much light it needs? Tom the Temp. In general, in general, with houseplants, you could guess that if it has really dark leaves, what do you think it likes? If it has really dark green leaves, you think it likes bright light or it likes more shade? You can put your answers in the chat. Let me know what you think. Shade. Why the shade, Astromare? Lucy Goose said shade as well. Okay. Yeah. In general, if the plant has really dark green leaves, like Sploink said, it has more chlorophyll, so it can collect more light when there's less light in the environment. Yeah, that's exactly right. So chlorophyll is the molecule that we see as green, and it is a little antenna that collects light. You can think of light as like little, raindrops, and an antenna, or the chlorophyll is like a little cup that can collect the raindrops. If it's super rainy, you only need 10 cups and you're going to be fine. But if it's not super rainy, there's not a lot of light, you need a ton of little cups to catch something. And so that's what they do. So this peace lily in the back, it does well in low light, and it has really deep green leaves. Now this is a generalization. This is a very general claim, because the bird of paradise, the bird's nest fern that's back here, it likes shade and indirect light, but it's a lime green color. So it's not perfect. It's not perfect, but in general, you can assume that. Cast iron plant. You know the cast iron plant? Let me show you. The cast iron plant loves the shade. And you put it in the sun, and it gets sunburned. It gets photo bleached. So what happens is, if you have a ton of little antennas, all the little chlorophyll, little cups, to collect the light, all of a sudden, if you have too much light, you have to process that real quick. And if you can't process it all, then it breaks. Those little cups, the antenna, the chlorophyll corrupts and busts. Because you can get sunburned, the plant can get sunburned in its own way. The energy from the sun can be really intense. It is highly energetic. Aspidistra. Kaboom! Yeah. Oh, wow. This is it. You might know Aspidistra, the cast iron plant. It's a true shade plant from the understories of Japan and China and Taiwan. But, yeah. Okay, aren't sharks older than trees? I'm going back and reading some things. Tenistrophius. Yeah, there was a video that was trending that was about that. Sharks have existed for longer than trees have. We'd love it. They've lived for what, 450 million years? Trees have only been around for like 300 million or something. Ethan Coe, watching from leg day. Okay, nice. The Beowulf Publications. Astromare. Messenger Professor. Duskborn, hello. So, one thing that is important to note about plants is often they're highly adaptable, with some exceptions, like the cast iron plant that is on the screen here. Cast iron plant you cannot put in full sun. It will turn white, and that's called photo bleaching. Too much sun, too much UV radiation and light can basically break the photosynthesis apparatus, and it turns white and all breaks. The cool thing, though, is plants are really adaptable. So that peace lily, you could put it in more, indirect light. Give it some more light and it would still do pretty well. The new leaves would grow and adapt. And same thing with this elephant ear. This is a colocasia. It loves full sun, but if I put it in the shade, it'll adapt. And the new leaves will have higher chlorophyll concentration. But if I move it back and forth between the shade and the sun constantly, then it'll have leaves that grew with full sun and then leaves that grew with shade, so then half of the leaves will kind of get messed up. They'll get messed up. Build a terrarium to house a friendly insect. Yeah. I'm still learning about terrariums. I'm not a terrarium expert, but they're fun. I had the Carnivorous Plant one. Tom the Temp, you need to move him? Well, if he looks happy, then he's probably okay. But if you see leaves turning yellow or getting white, then that's no good. Ooh. ISJ8827, hello from Iceland. Oh, hello. You wonder what sharks did without trees? Probably the same thing they do right now. Tom the Temp, it's your plant? Which one do you have? Wait, peace lily? You have peace lily or the colocasia? Kaba. Poinsettia. No wonder Monstera didn't need too much sunlight. Yeah. Monstera will grow quicker with bright light. Bright indirect light. Oh, you have the cast iron plant. Aspidistra. You have Aspidistra? That's exciting. There's a cool song about Aspidistra. Let me find it. It's the largest Aspidistra in the world. Okay, let me find this. That's not right. Largest spider? I want Aspidistra. Aspidistra is the genus. This particular plant was really popular in the Victorian period of England because it survived really well in the homes that were lit with gas. Have you ordered the stains? Not yet. We're going to set up a little kind of subscriber thing. Once we hit a certain number of subscribers in a stream, then that will fund our purchase of the stains. So yeah, we're going to make it a community endeavor to buy the stains together. That way we can keep looking at microscopes. Oh, yours is smaller. Nice. El Schropper. Okay, hot take. Are palm trees trees? I will say yeah. I'll say, there's no real definition of a tree that is agreed upon. I have my definition of a tree, which is if it's really tall, that has any type of secondary growth, if it has lignin, So if you grow a rosemary really tall to 8 feet, then I'll say that's a tree. Or if it's 10 feet, I'll say it's a tree. The largest aspidistra in the world. Everyone loves the song. Okay. Why is it not going?
Well, you got the music.
Wow.
We hope
Okay. We're not doing this anymore. I lost my patience. You have an aspidistra. You didn't know his name? Most people call it cast iron plant. The cast iron plant. But I like to call it aspidistra. Cast iron plant is a mouthful. Aspidistra, surprisingly, is more fun for me to say. Can you trim most trees into bushes? What's a bush? I suppose you could. You know bonsai? You can make any big thing small, but you can't make every small thing big. There's some plants you can't really do that with, like Araucaria. I would imagine you can't really turn them into bushes because they don't have the right kind of growth pattern. In Spanish, it's called donkey ear. Bush chat on stream is crazy. This is a botanical. We're going to talk about bush. Do sunflowers produce lignin? I would never consider a sunflower a tree. But this is Araucaria. These things, you probably can't trim this into a bush just because of their architecture. You know, the shape of these things is pretty wild. Prehistoric family, Araucariaceae. Time for your favorite Brixbury. Good to see you. So, do sunflowers produce lignin? I don't think they do. I think they rely on turgor pressure. I want to take a look. Let's Google it. If you Google something, you're just using Gemini nowadays. This is called gluttony. This is the sin of gluttony. My gluttonous need for information about lignification of the Lianthus. Okay. Apparently they do have lignified tissues in their stems. Makes sense. They have tuft fibers called bast cells. The stalk of the... Okay. According to this biology textbook in the Cabby Digital Library, a chemical composition of lignin... Okay. 17% of the stem is lignin. Asking me is more fun than Googling? I agree, because then I get the joy of learning it with you. The sin of gluttony. No, I think it's reasonable to wonder, to have curiosity. Curiosity is a beautiful thing. Alfred 999. Aspidistra is called donkey's ears? Really? That's cute. I like that. Donkey's ear? Double checked. And you have bromeliad. You were told to make sure to water its flower periodically. Interesting. What kind of bromeliad do you have? Do I know any songs about curiosity? Perhaps I do. I might know a song or two. I'm curious if you have a Nia Regiala in Mexico. Interesting. That's cool. Alfred, thanks for sharing. I like it. In Texas, we have a succulent called donkey's ear, and it's in the genus Kalanchoe. And it's called Kalanchoe Barneris gastonii or something. It has the name Gaston in it. And so I like it because of that. My name is in it. So, do I know any songs about curiosity? Let's see if I can find it. How's everyone's day been? It's Tuesday already. Last week flew by so fast for me. It was really strange. It was like an instant. It was alarming, actually, more than anything, because a lot of stuff happened. I mean, I got a lot of things done, but it was a little spooky too. It vanished right before my eyes. Yeah. Spooky dukers is what some people would say. Where is this? It's Tuesday, ain't it? Did my tattoo fade? It is a fading tattoo. It's supposed to fade. It's fading more and more every day. Stinker dinker, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like 3.5 years old. I don't know. Meal prep some chicken and rice for the week because you're out of ideas. Agave tattoo? I don't know if I'd get agave. So the chicken and rice is pretty good. I think chicken and rice is a phenomenal meal prep. For me, rice and beans is great. Rice and beans with chicken, all that stuff is fantastic. Spooky Dukers, that's the one. Yeah. Did I say plants are friends and food? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I did say that. At the heart of cultivation is very careful observation. Do I garden myself? I don't have any room. But we're saving up funds so we can bloom. We do have plants in this room though, and we will be using them to grow. The thing is, I have this little apartment and doesn't have a lot of room. Oh, that reminds me, I wanted to repot the ant plant, one of my beloved friends. The sun is so bright. This is an ant plant. It has a various beasts preying upon it, including, but not limited to, aphids, mealybugs, whitefly. The swollen stem has holes for ants. It also produces fruit. Do you see any fruits? Aside from me, there is this little one here that is this orange color. It's so bulbous, yeah. The fruits taste kind of good. But there's so many bugs. A ladybug colony? We've done that, been there, done that. Complete. We're going to repot it now. This little guy, I've been informed, does best. It does best when you have bark mulch. So we're going to try it out. This was the recommended one that I found, endorsed by the American Orchid Society. It has fir bark, coarse perlite, and charcoal. You thought it was it's not obligate. They don't need ants in there. The ants do help it though, but it's only one species. This is, I took the label out. It's Myromophytum is the genus. It's only one species of ants from like Southeast Asia, basically, that will actually live inside. Or so I've read. I don't know if that's true or not. I did have ants that I did get to live in there for about a week. I bought a bag of media and it was filled with ants. So I soaked the media in the tub, and then all the ants were floating, and I had to save them all. And then I saved them all and put them inside the ant plant. And like 50 of them, I think, lived in there for a week or two. Symbiotic? Yeah, I think it's symbiotic because they will tend to the plant. They'll make sure that there isn't other insects on it. Am I going to give it a bigger pot? Yeah, so we're going to give it a bigger pot. We have this one. I have a cinnamon tree, and the cinnamon tree was in this pot. The cinnamon tree is interesting because it was super root bound. We pulled it out a week or two ago, and we repotted it on stream. But I cleaned it. It's good practice to always really rinse the pots significantly. Inside the pot, there's an unglazed section at the bottom, and you can see lines. Do you see those lines? Those are lines that are caused from the roots. And very topical, root exudates and like the stuff that the root excretes altered the like clay of the pot. They excrete a bunch of different compounds, but I think what probably affected it was also the acid. They excrete hydrogen. So those little lines are root markings. Anyway, we have this pot. We're gonna upgrade it into this one. It looks pretty. It looks weirdly pretty. It is pretty. Yeah, I like it. Where's the fabulous cinnamon plant now? He's in the living room. I have a bunch of plants in the living room. Someone said, how many plants do I have? I don't know. Probably like 50. I mean, I've had hundreds at one point, but I have moved and I've given them away, and I'm trying not to have that many right now until I have a yard or like an outdoor space. I count all the plants in the wreath as separate plants because there's a bunch in there. When I moved in, I was like, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just stick with like a few big ones. I'm going to have a few really big, cool specimen plants, and that's it. You know, are ant plants epiphytes? Kind of. I always have thought of them as epiphytes, and people mount them onto cork bark. But apparently they do well with some organic matter, so I do have like peat moss. This, which is a lot of peat moss. So I'm going to put some peat moss into the orchid mix for the ant plant. And if it doesn't like it, we will know, and we can repot it. So, the good bonus has no idea? Yeah. When I moved in, I was like, we're going to get like 5 big ones, and then we won't get any other plants. But sure as sunshine, there are more plants. And then people give me plants too, and I'm obviously delighted by that. So I've worked with different folks, and some people gave me this nurse. This little colocasia is really taken off. It has so many spider mites. Who here has grown any colocasia or alocasia? Because on the Reddit, I went on the Reddit for the first time, the threads to see people who care for those, and they say it's a magnet for spider mites. They said it's not a question of if you have spider mites, it's when you get spider mites, this is what you gotta do. And so they recommended this product called 209. And I said, okay, what is this thing? I wanted to find a miticide, something that would kill mites, because I've been basically spraying it every day and wiping the leaves down every day. It didn't really work. So what this is, drum roll, guess what it is? Rosemary. The oil of rosemary. Most plants that have any smell, they make the smell to stop insects from eating them. That's mostly what it is. Insects, bacteria, fungi. It's to prevent herbivory and to protect them from pests. And it smells good to us. So we put it in our food, and it keeps our food free of bacteria and fungi and pests. You know, think of Indian food. Food from tropical regions. Anyway, this is basically rosemary oil with a little bit of soap and acid. Rosemary bush, great bush, that's right. So you take a fourth of a tablespoon per half gallon, and I've done that. And it's a systemic, actually. You can apply it as a foliar spray, or you can put it in the roots, and the plant can uptake the rosemary oil. There's some compound in it. I don't remember exactly what it is. But after like a couple of weeks, the plant is going to have a bit of this rosemary oil throughout the tissue. And that deters the mites. So the mites might leave, but they don't. It doesn't kill them. Now, in an outdoor setting, there would be predators who would eat the mites, and then you'd have a lovely ecosystem, but indoors, it's not really the case. Lols, hello. You have almost 100, and now you have like 40. Really? What happened to your plants? Do I have an aloe vera? I almost bought one, Poinsettia. I almost bought an aloe vera the other day. But I don't really... I'm trying not to get a bunch of plants right now because there's a good chance I'll be moving soon. And so I don't want to be buying a bunch of cute little plants and then have to move them all. The good thing is aloe vera is not like a hard to get plant, and so it'll be easy to find it again. Slice rosemary application designs. We're moving already? Well, we've been here for over a year in this apartment. And, you know, it's always good to keep your body in a happy, comfortable place. The current location does not give me an opportunity to have any outdoor plants, which is deeply distressing. Keep me away from the nurseries. Whoa! Bring me to the nurseries. Just don't let me buy anything. It's been over a year, actually. You've been playing the update for Grounded 2. Grounded 2. I've heard of that. Well, I've mixed up that rosemary oil, so I need to apply that. I have it in this beer thing. I need to move to a place with a yard, yes. I think that'd be so good. I would love to move to a place where I can hear birds. The other day, I went on the roof of the building, which is very, very tall. My hair is crazy. And there were no birds. I didn't see a single bird in sight. I didn't see any trees, really. And it was so sad. I took a deep breath. And I breathed out, and it felt hollow and empty. Because I live in an urban core. And then I looked in the sky, and I look up, and what do I see? I see an airplane with an advertisement. And guess what the advertisement said? It says, fire your people, fire your humans, use AI instead. Isn't that remarkable? It felt so wretched. There's no place where I can exist in the San Francisco area without people saying these things. I mean, yeah, San Francisco. I live across from San Francisco, but all the stuff spills over. And so, like, I was like, if I look outside, I see billboards for advertisements about Coca-Cola and, you know, lawyers and other lying entities. And then I look into the sky and there's, you know, advertisements for wine and advertisements declaring, oh, Forte.
Can't believe it's been almost 2 years of frolicking in the Grove. My precious Grove, thank you all so much for this amazing community we have nurtured and fellowshipped in. I'm so gracious that even in our darkest times we have a small place in the world where we can come together and heal one another. From the Cherry Grove City, the many creatures of the Grove, and our phenomenal leader Matthew.
Thank you, Forte, for the very sweet message. We're so happy you're here. And thanks for, almost 2 years. Time really flies. But you're a beloved member of our community, so thank you, Forte. Oh, Remy, you and Forte followed me on Twitch on the same day. Really? That's wild. Fun fact, you're twins. They don't let you do long ones anymore. They cut you off. Well, it did read it at least. I can still see a good number of it. I am the laws. You left San Francisco, moved to the East Bay. I'm in the East Bay. And I still see this craziness, huh? Anyway. Well, it's wonderful to be here with you all. We're going to repot the ant plant. Hello from Chicago. You know the California quail? You might not know it, but you're about to learn about it. The California quail has an interesting call. It says something that sounds like Chicago, just like that. So every time someone says they're from California. I'm sorry, from Chicago. I think of the California quail. Let's see if we can get a video of this. Hopefully I'm not mixing it up. There is a bird that does do that. You're originally from Berkeley. Fun.
I often travel to the United States.
Okay, give me
But
this.
in California, they have a...
No, tell me. Do the call. I need Merlin. Okay. Please, 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 please go. Don't let me down, Peter Stewart. There's the Chicago! We're gonna watch this for about 3 hours. Erin Knight. Nightingale. This is the California quail, the state bird of California. And interestingly, he's a Midwesterner, screaming his delights at the city of Chicago. You ever been to LSD? Lakeshore Drive? I went there once. Look at that guy. That's probably a girl, actually. Look at that baby. Originally restricted to California, Oregon, populations of California quail have been successfully introduced to Washington and British Columbia, and eastward to Idaho, Nevada, and Utah. Hell yeah. We need 3 hours of... The next stream we do might be... No. The next stream we do will not be 3 hours of silence with California quail. Our next stream will be Friday, actually. Let me tell you now before I forget. Friday will be our next stream, and it'll be a really fun one because it'll be a celebration of native plants. And we're going to have a special guest. Our special guest is Christian, who is a playwright, an environmental playwright in particular. And what he does is he does plays about environmental education as a whole. He teaches in New York, and I worked with him in Austin. And so he's a wonderful, wonderful person. And I really have learned a lot from him, and I appreciate him a lot. So we're gonna be with him on Friday around 12:30 Pacific time. So we're gonna have an earlier stream. Friday will be a celebration of native plants, and native plants are found throughout the world. Even the Arabian Desert has 34 native plants. Mark your calendars, yeah. So yeah, Christian is a environmental educator who uses drama and plays to educate people on the environment, and we'll talk about that. Okay, California quail. We'll get to talk about our favorite native plants. Of course, look at these. So there's these little plants here called shepherd's purse. Where's my marker? Marcus taught me how to do this. There's a tool I can pull up. Okay. I did a voiceover and I was shirtless. It didn't work, so I had to put a shirt on. Look at that, it's a stomata. Sensual, isn't it? That's your little... These are guard cells. So on the stomata, they have 2 cells and they're connected at the bottom. Isn't that wild? There's also cells on the side that support the guard cells. Okay, what were we doing? Oh, I have a mouse, it's fine. This plant here with these little heart-shaped fruits is called shepherd's purse. And they're called shepherd's purse because the purse of a shepherd would be the scrotum of an animal. The scrotum of like a goat or a sheep. And it would look like a little heart. And so the fruits of this one are called, well, this plant is called shepherd's purse. You can eat them. You can eat those fruits, and they taste peppery. Isn't that interesting? They taste peppery. The one thing is that they can absorb a lot of heavy metals from the soil, and they store them in the fruits. So you don't want to be eating them in an area where there's a lot of petroleum. Lucy Goose, have a good night. Getting to bed early, catching cold. Okay, well, take care of yourself. We'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out. No question marks. Brixbury, when it's read, good night? It is funny that way, but yeah, very sweet. Okay, Well, take care. We'll see you later. Hopefully we see you on Friday if you're feeling better. Get some good rest. Stomata. I hardly know her. The Blussy. No. Bebo likes sea bunnies. Wrong. It's called a stomata. How do you delete? Yeah, how do we delete your message? Yeah, you're fine. Welcome in. Is this your first time here? So bold of you. Anyway. Shepherd's purse. The plant. So this episode of this Twitch live stream is called I Just Got Diagnosed with ADHD. And look at where we are now. Look at this. These are the fruits. They take their little heart shapes. They're quite charming. That was your first message in chat? Okay. Well, welcome in. Thanks for following. It's your first time here too. Yeah, Stroper. Well, welcome in. Good to have you. We like humor. Zagarian, how's it going? How are you doing? I've been seeing your Wolverine endeavors. Are you making a 3D model? Are you making a 3D model of Wolverine for a mod or something? I also saw you had a tweet one time says, hey, like I'm gonna before I delete my account, I have to say something. I was like, oh my god, I hope he's okay. And then it was a joke. You're bad at 3D modeling, but your friend is letting you do the textures. That's cool. Everyone fell for it. I fell for it. I got very emotional. I was like, oh my god, I need to message Sagarian and see if they're okay. You figured you'd follow after that? You have no obligation to follow, but it's appreciated. I went for a run today, and it was crazy because I did like, I'm gonna run for 20 minutes. And like that, it was over. I don't know what happened. I had 2 Celsius, and then it was like an instant, complete, over. You must follow. All right. I've had bad allergies recently, and so I have to wear these glasses, which I'm not particularly fanatical about. I don't really like wearing glasses, but if I wear the contacts, I look like I'm stoned because my eyes will be bright red. I look handsome with glasses? Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. These glasses are fun because in the UV they turn brown, but there's no UV in this room that they can perceive because of the glass. You wish you were a Pikmin? Really? A Pikmin? Why? Pikmin are lovely, poinsettia, but they get eaten and murdered quickly. Your Wolverine stuff is hitting crazy right now. So many people want to draw him for commissions. Oh yeah? Are people plants or animals? How many plants do you become one? 73. Once you have 73 plants, you become a Pikmin. You wish to be eaten and killed quickly. Okay. BetterHelp is a great website. I've used them if you need to. Zagarian, your art's pretty fun. Why are you getting nostalgic for Pokopia? I've been seeing people play the Pokopia new DLC, and it looks so charming, and I'm so happy for them. And for some reason, I'm not very excited to play it. I think I'm just overwhelmed with other stuff. What games have I been playing? Oh, Pal World. Oh my god, Pal World is crazy. Pal World might be the most fun I've had playing a video game in a long time. Would I be interested in a yellow-stemmed alocasia? I'm always interested in a plant. Unless it's one of the 2 Schedule 1 drug plants, of which I would not own. For the record, write that down. I would never say that. I would never own any of the illegal plants. Okay, Forte, you had a message. You're going to say, Matthew, words can't express how much. Not only I, but everyone here in the Grove have met someone as astounding as me. Okay. Inspire so many people to continue being themselves and spreading joy and whimsy and always chase our dreams. Warm light that shines over everyone, no matter what you're going through or what circumstance of the world weigh you down. Just know everyone here cheers Appreciate you so much. Love you so much. Well, thank you, Forte. That's very sweet. Really appreciate it. It's a very sweet message, and I really, I will take that to heart. It's very challenging in doing a lot of what I do because the streaming and the social media is so strange because I'm hanging out with you all, but I can't see you. And so it's very one-sided. That's why I like teaching in person, but, sweet messages like that, Forte, help ground the reality of the experience. So thank you very much. I appreciate you all very much, and the excitement that we get to share here is great. Yoban, hello. On a scale from 0 to Mavantis, how pregnant am I? 0. Still 0. Are we Pocopian the Opia before giving birth? In Chica Limpos. We're not playing Pocopia, but the music's fun. You played TFT, PB? Did you play the new one? Okay, I've been playing a lot of TFT at night. I've been playing at least, what I like to do is if I'm not going to the gym or running, I'll go to the small gym in my apartment building. Ooh, we'll open the server in a second. And I will get on the treadmill for 30 minutes and play Pocopia. I'm sorry, I will play TFT. TFT is really fun to play on the treadmill. Because it's like 25, 35 minutes. If you're good, 35. You put at 15 degrees, a solid, 2.5 miles per hour. Get some good movement. How hard do I work the Pals in Power World? So Tom the Temp on YouTube, I actually play with my friends. And so when I play with my friends, they put their pals in the base. So none of mine are laboring, and all of mine are very happy and sane and normal. And they have the ones that are going cuckoo bananas. They have one dog. The dog's name is Pupperai. That dog, it says, very likely to slack off. It's okay, he needs to go cut the wood. So put the dog on the wood cutting. Guess what? The dog is in the spa all day. And then you go down, you look at him. And then he gets scared and he goes to cut the wood. Who's my TF2? I don't play Teamfight Torch. I don't know what TF2 is, but TFT. Teamfight Tactics is what I play. I play it on the phone. I like to lay down. Solly Boy, your camera's off. Yeah, weird. Okay, our Minecraft server is open if anyone wants to join. But it is weird, right? Turn your camera on. What is the Codex plant? Okay. S6RC on YouTube. This is an ant plant. Miramaphytum. Mirama is like a Greek root for ant. And the Codex, the big swollen stem, has holes in it. Those holes, this is called the, what is it? Domatium? Ant domatium or something? It's the ant house. And I'm going to repot it here when I remember. You're behind me. Where? Poinsettia, get some rest. We'll see you around. We're going to have an earlier stream on Friday, so maybe we'll see you there. Friday we'll be celebrating native plants and sustainable landscapes. Good morning from India. Hello. Shantu Mohit, 3970. It's been a while since you played TFT. Guess what? They're releasing one called Enchanted Woodlands. Enchanted Woodlands? And everything is a cute little fairy forest. I'm so excited for that one. People played the beta or whatever it is, the public version, and they changed the engine it ran on, and so I think Enchanted Wilds. That's it. The Enchanted Wilds. It looks amazing. They made it for me. You don't need to play TFT to be a fairy. That's what I always say. But you can play if you are a fairy as well. You're ghost hunting Gaston. Oh, here's Toots. Here's Toots at night. I thought that was me. Did you know yesterday? Well, what is it? You have good news. Okay, pray tell. Pray tell of the news. I'm going to start repotting this plant. Maybe I'm going to close the window. The sun is kind of intense. This is the media we'll be using. I'm gonna be like one of those little what the girlies? What they called? The makeup girlies. Hey everybody, get ready with me. I'm gonna repot my implant. I like the voice they do. Get ready with me. I like the tonality. It's quite fun. You'll play TFT for hours. Yeah, it's good. TFT is gonna be quite nice. The one famous gay couple you help get together is getting engaged, and you might be their wedding painter. Oh, okay, congrats! Exciting. How did? No feet. My feet are out. Oh well, I don't care that much. Okay. It smells good because it has fir bark. The bark of a fir. I think it's genus Abies. Consider doing plant classification. Video would be your big fat dream. A plant classification? Well, I guess what I would do is I already kind of... I subscribe... Oh, Yolban! Fortune fish! Okay. This is the big moment. For folks who are new, who do not know, we have a fish named Fortune Fish, and he tells you what you wish. He's made of clay, but that's okay. You shake him, you say nice things, and he might say something nice to you. I don't make the rules, but this is what he'll do. Okay, Yolban, your fortune says, eat. Eat. You'll feel better. There we go. Eat. You will feel better. Okay. Hey, that's good advice. That was a community-created fortune that we fed the fortune fish. Nana, I'm excited for the woodlands. One day you'll do fortune fish. You're saving all your oats. Ooh, what are you saving them for? Saving them for a plant? Saving them for oatmeal? Oh, so your question. Shantanu Mo Height. Have I ever considered doing a plant classification? I think VIP actually. Okay, very nice. You're a VIP in my heart already. A plant classification. I already like the classification of the plants already. So what I do know is that I like to classify plants that are fictitious. Or I like to organize plant-related things. So in video games, I've done that. Okay, Yolban, you said it's crazy because someone called you fat today as an insult after they left your server, thinking it was a gag. You've been struggling with a body image, and it's good to know Fortune Fish says you don't give a fuck. That's right. Fortune Fish. He's a good fish. He's smart. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Yolban. That sounds like that person is kind of an idiot. Hopefully, it didn't affect you too much. You should be able to feel comfortable in your body. Mr. Gaston, why are there only female mangosteens? Is that true? I don't know about that. Female mangosteens? I know what a mangosteen is. I didn't know that they're only female. Oh, wow! Okay, that makes sense for Pokemon. I guess I never drew that together. Cultivated mangosteen only exists as a female plant. So it cannot produce fruit entirely on its own without pollen? What? It is apomixis. Okay, we're gonna look at this. Mangosteen from Borneo and the Malay Peninsula. That's weird. That is weird. Good for them. Okay, wow. I'm confused. It's the queen of fruits. I guess that's all we need now. Does fortune fish give stock or financial advice? Does it say anything spicy? It says reasonable things. It'll just say reasonable things. Tom the Temp. So folks on YouTube, we have channel points on Twitch where you can save up and you can get a reading. Guess what? A special giveaway for Tom the Temp. We're going to do one for Tom right now. This is your fortune. Fortune Fish is giving a special surprise. Okay. Tom, keep your expectations reasonable. That's what it says. I don't make the rules. But I do help feed Fortune Fish, which is part of it. Does the fish help with graduate school applications? He only gives fortunes. Oh, you got a shiny Chansey. Nice. Green static will protect us. Okay. Duskborn has some good information they're sharing here. It says, botanists believe the cultivated purple mangosteen originated long ago as a unique hybrid mutation between other wild sexually reproducing Garcinia species. This single hybrid lineage possessed a trait of obligate apomixis, meaning it bypassed sexual reproduction completely, and humans propagated it exclusively through cuttings and its clonal seeds, leaving behind a global population consisting entirely of female functioning trees. That's crazy. You learn something every day. Well, that's a hoot. All right. Let's repot this ant plant. Hoot hoot! Tycoon, hello. We are listening to Pocopia music. I have this playlist that's called Korean Piano Cozy Covers. And all of them are Korean except this one that's playing right now. They said, no more men, no more men. No more men. That's a Nordic god, right? No more men? Okay. We have. Hey guys, get ready with me as we repot the ant plant Myrmophytum. We're gonna put in this pot, has bark mulch, and charcoal. No Mormons. I have nothing against Mormons. I love all people. No mames. What is Tycoon, have you played The Hood recently in the Marvel? I don't want to clean up the floor. You have not? Okay. I have not either. But he says a bunch of cool, like, Puerto Rican slang. I'm going to eat these little fruits because they'll get everywhere. We're going to remove this. She is thick. Kumquats. She is real thick. And we're going to get her out before she gets too thick. Drum roll, please. Zagarian, enjoy the nap. Have a good time. Are there any leftover ants? Not that I've seen. I have not seen a single ant leftover. Yoban, this is Mabuntus. This is Mabuntus the plant. Mabuntus incarnate. Mother Mabuntus. Okay, I don't want to mess up any of the roots, but I'm going to do it like this, so maybe you can see it. Unseen 11. You're about to see something cool. Hopefully. Oh! Okay, look at that. There was still room for the roots at the bottom. The roots are extremely sensitive. A bunch of them broke off in the pot. So I think we will ensure that we are cautious with it. I'm looking at the roots right now and they look strangely small, but I think it's mostly like an epiphytic plant. She has no clothes. Yeah. You know what? That's interesting. I like to run around outside. And it's fun to run with the wind on your skin, so I'll take my shirt off periodically. When I would run around shirtless in Texas, everyone was like, that's what you do. Everyone's supposed to do that. When I do it in California, at least where I am, I've had people look at me and say, no, 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 no. And there's like weird prudish people here. I had someone message me who lived in Oakland and say, no, it's not polite to do that. Put your shirt back on. And then today, when I was running, someone stared at me and just like went, no, no, no. And I was like, what? It's crazy. Because in Texas, in Austin, it's so hot, first of all, that everyone doesn't. It's just a funny experience, different cultural values. They got the shirt police over here. You know, I think really the best way to fight fascism is by being shirtless. Put that on a television program and syndicate that publicly across the United States. You know, all these people are prudes, and that is fascist. Okay, let's pot the plant. I have no ants. Yeah. There's no ants in here. So this plant, I think, is native to like Southeast Asia. And one of the things about it is that there's one species of ant that typically associates with this particular species here. Yeah. I'm a teacher, right? Do I have any advice for first-time plant science teacher? Oh, okay. You're teaching plant science? Yeah, my background is in like plant biology and agriculture and education, and I teach plant stuff. Advice. One of the things that's really cool about teaching plant science is that usually in high school and earlier, no one teaches about plants. So pretty much everything is probably going to be new and mind-blowing. And the best thing to do is make it hands-on, where students get to learn and grow things on their own. So like fun laboratory experiments, opportunities for students to be able to cultivate or grow things or see things change themselves. If they can make mistakes, that's even better. There was one lab class I taught where basically you could like every plant could die and everything could go terribly wrong. And that was a successful class. Because at least they got to experience the reality of growing plants. And, you know, some teachers, what they'll do is they'll like take care of the plants in secret so that none of the students have any plants that die. But I think it's important for especially nowadays, for there to be like cause and effect. And so, anyway. That's important. Yeah, exactly. In downtown Austin, everyone is shirtless around the lake. My grandpa said that being shirtless is showing your natural shirt. Cute! Anna, that's cute. Your botany teachers in high school taught you the subject so well, you ended up finding me on the internet, having great fashion sense too. But you also did a microscope on stomata. It was amazing. Cool! That's fun. We got a microscope recently for our community, so several times a month we'll have microscope-specific streams. Your grandma taught you how to garden as far back as you can remember. Beautiful, Pantherist Dark. That sounds fantastic. And a Noag, hello. Your calamansi. Yeah, you gotta make that calamansi work. Okay, well, keep me posted. You plan to give them a coleus. Oh, fun. And you're going to graft them. That's a great one. Schroeper, what climate do you live in? In Texas, coleus is a great shade plant in Texas because it's so hot. And we learned how to do cuttings with coleus, and grafting is a great one. Yeah. And they're so showy and they grow quickly. Okay. Well, let's put our baby back. Zone 6B. Oh, indoors in the winter. Cool. Yeah, I don't think they grow well in the American West. They like more humid environments, from my understanding. Coleus. Coleus is a great, fun genus because of all the variety of colors. I saw a video that was, well, it was trending for me, but I don't think it had a lot of engagement. It was talking about Coleus, the plant, and the different colors and the light effects. So for folks who don't know, this is this plant. It's a tropical plant, and it's in the mint family. Let me pull up a photo. It's in the mint family, so it has a square stem, and it has so many beautiful colors. This is kind of a classic one in my opinion. But someone, a fun experiment maybe if you haven't considered it. Seeing the effects of pigment based on indoors and outdoors, or the put it in the shade and put it in the sun. Anyway, I didn't describe that clearly, but basically if it's in full sun, it's going to get a lot of environmental stress and UV, and that will activate a lot of the pigments. And so those pigments will become quite vibrant and put in the shade, and then it'll be more green and less, pigmented with pinks and reds. Square stem, easy to graft. Cool. I've never considered that, but that's fantastic. Wait, what are you teaching high school plant science? That's quite unusual. That's really great. How does light affect plant pigment? Typically, some of these plant pigments like anthocyanins, the reddish colored ones, those are like sunscreen. There's a lot of uses. Antioxidants, they help prevent overexposure of high energy radiation, like, UV and stuff. But if you're teaching, it's easier to say they act like sunscreen. You're at community college. That's amazing. Cool. Well, I would love to take your class. It's fun. I like what you're doing. But yeah, if you put a plant in full sun, like aloe, even a lot of the plants in the genus aloe, put them in bright sun, and guess what color they turn? Red. Aloe ferox. Let's see if we can see this. Sunny. Maybe aloe ferox is not the best example. Well, you can kind of see it here, but there's certain species where it's very prominent. In aloe, put them in the shade, and they're going to be vibrant, bright green, like this one. Okay, this is aloe vera. Aloe is the genus. Vera is a specific epithet. Bright green, that looks healthy, right? Let's see what aloe vera in full sun turns red. Drought stress also triggers it. They turn greenish. Okay, well, those are dead. There we go. This is perfect. This is a perfect picture. Aloe vera in the sun looks like that. Perfectly fine. Just extremely stressed. Drought, stress. Yeah. I prefer this kind of stressed look. Your cuttings from the same individual have them indoors and outdoors. Cool. Yeah, that's cool. And additionally, if they're cultivated varieties, they're already going to be clones. So that would also make it easier for you. But you can do cuttings and it'll be cheaper overall. All right. Let's get down to business to repot this plant. Where's my media now? For this little ant. I can't find any plant with ant. Planting it. Goat trophy. What about goat trophy? I gave my friend a goat trophy once. You can buy it on Amazon. And you they're custom etched. It's a little trophy with a goat. It says you're the goat. Yeah, I'm trying to see how high I want this in a pot. Probably a little higher. I'm gonna put a little bit of peat moss in there just for some water retention. I think he'll be happier. My friend started streaming again. His name is Crochet Me Zaddy. You can follow him. But he had a book come out. The book is called Itty Bitty Amigurumi, which is fun. And it's about crocheting. I didn't realize I have to be somewhat proficient in crocheting to do any of this. Kendall the cat. They're little cute little animals. Lisa the lizard. And it tells you how to do it. Now this is worth learning, I think. Cameron the baby camel. That seems worthwhile. Jake the snake. Jake, is that a plant? There's a scorpion. Okay. Ethan Coe would like this one. Scott the scorpion. Do you approve of basking in the sun? Where's the seal? Get the seal out of here. Get him here. Oh, look! Seal of approval. Do you approve of basking in the sun? He says no. He says no. He doesn't like it. I don't know why, but he quickly said no, very intensely. So I'm gonna say that. He's not a fan. Write that down. Do y'all use the Notes app frequently? OneNote. On my phone, there's an app called Notes. Well, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, there's a... The Notes app is fun. Nate Sci-Fi. Dear Plant Dad, you recently repotted your golden pothos, and now its leaves are turning yellow. Do you think you killed it? Ooh. My first thought is that maybe the new media is a little hydrophobic. Yeah, Marcus, sounds good. One of the things that I think is that the media might be a little hydrophobic. So if it has a lot of peat moss in it, it might not absorb the water quickly, and it might not be getting enough water in the roots. Second, if it's in a bright, super sunny spot, it might not be super happy. But Nate Sci-Fi, I would make sure that the soil is getting really wet. You could put it in the sink and soak it. Okay, I'm gonna put this... Yeah. Do you know what kind of potting soil you use? if it's like generic Miracle-Gro, often you have to really soak it. You have to really soak it. It doesn't absorb water well, but once it absorbs it, it holds on to really well, which is why people use it. I might close these blinds real quick. It's blinding. Okay, this should be better. Stream room is looking so lush and fun lately. I agree, Marcus. It is looking lush and fun. Hot water and a surfactant helps rehydrate. Oh yeah, good point. Warm water. Zen 6. Hey, you hope you can make your baby calamansi sprout and stay healthy through the cold months. Has it sprouted yet, or it's still just a seed? You can create a miniature greenhouse. Let's see. Like a plastic bag or something. Keep it moist and keep it warm. The warmth of the seed is a big thing too. Yeah, sometimes if the seed is too cold, it'll take a long time to germinate. Count all the plants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The wreath has about 30, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. There's 45 here in this room, if you count the separate ones on the wreath. And then there's a fish tank down there. There's a fish tank with a bunch of little plants. Used to face west, tall building in Portland, and never again. Oh yeah, I have south and west facing windows. Making sure that you wear sunscreen in your own home, it's the right thing to do. It sprouted, has 4 leaves. Okay, cute. The pickle. The pickle of approval. Are Pikmin monocots? I would say technically they are, right? They have one. Well, if that's a cotyledon, then maybe, yeah, they are. Pikmin are monocots because they have one leaf when they are born. Just in wet paper towel. Okay, not potted yet. Cool. The sooner you pot it, the better. Because once they start getting leaves, they're gonna want to get nutrients. They're gonna need that from the soil. Original tree makes oranges, but the orange tree seeds are very survivable. Yeah. Euphorbiaceae, the Juglandaceae, good families. Fortaceae. We don't have a Fortaceae. I'm gonna need an entire U-Haul for all the plants. Yeah. Well, we're trying to keep it to a minimum, and I might give some away if I move, but yeah. That's the saddest part about moving for me, is that it's so stressful, especially for all the plants, and it's stressful to get rid of them, stressful to move them. Hydrate for plant. Okay, Forte, I just saw that now. We'll hydrate this plant that we're working on. Great. The cool thing about the Codex is it has little tiny roots that come from the stem, so it kind of can grow on. But I would like to keep it a little bit higher than anything. What time is it for me? It is 6:22. Been dark for 20 minutes. Yeah, I live in California. West Coast. The sun will set in like an hour or something. I love those summer nights, those long summer nights and short summer days. You finally finished repotting? Oh, what did you repot? Alfred. Laguna, Dr. Locke. Laguna Niguel? Are you in Laguna Niguel? That's a great city. Fun city. Beautiful place. You're in the Great Lakes. Cool. Oh, I remember you told me that Panther is dark. You're in the hills. Cool. Okay, that area is beautiful. The area between LA and San Diego. We'll see how this plant does. I know it's kind of sensitive to its roots being disturbed. Climate's real nice out there. That was the first place I visited in California. I guess it was San Diego. And then Dana Point. And then Laguna Niguel. And it was crazy because it's like, wow. It feels like the whole city's air conditioned without air conditioning. Because you could open the windows. And it would feel incredible. You repotted Calthea and Pothos. Nice. How do you like your Calthea? They're tricky sometimes. They're beautiful though, right? Are you in southern Mexico, Alfred? They're pretty fresh here. Yeah, if you're in southern Mexico, I'd imagine they do really well with the. Oh, okay. Dr. Locke, you're saying. Oh, you're northern. Okay. Do they get too dry sometimes? Because I was in Texas, and when I was growing the Caltheas, they would always get too dry. I have to humidify them. They are hard. They're not a beginner plant. I'll say that. They're worth it because they're so pretty. The Morantaceae, that family as a whole, is quite remarkable. Just gorgeous. You have 2 humidifiers. Okay, that makes it. You got the things that you need to make them happy. Okay, I kind of like how this is looking. Give amongst other plants to make it more humid. That makes sense. That's a good idea. Quite smart. Ooh, Miss Magius. You're from Brazil. You loved my Pokemon videos. You're currently trying to plant Androanthius trees. Wow. They're beautiful in full bloom. Keep the love for grass Pokemon. Well, thanks. Yeah, well, thanks for coming in and saying hello. The Morantaceae, a lot of them are from Brazil. I don't know that tree. Androanthus. We're going to look that up. Take a look. Androanthus, okay. Wow, okay. I know these. They were reclassified recently. I guess within the last couple years. I know this group. I didn't know the genus. Ipe. What was the old genus? Okay. Tabebuia. Tabebuia. Okay, this is the tree. Androanthus, called Ipe. Okay, in 1992, the species were included in Tabebuia. Recent revision. Oh. In the most recent revision of the genus. Resurrected in 2007. Okay, I guess I learned the old name. Cool, beautiful tree. Yeah, they're stunning. Well, that's not maybe the best picture. Just the whole tree is covered in flowers. Let's find some different species here. Look at that. Wow. Pink trumpet tree. Bignoniaceae. Okay, I also learned this one as a Tabebuia. Beautiful. Look at that. Who needs cherry blossom trees? Cherry blossom trees are great for temperate climates. If you're in a tropical climate, why not grow Androanthus impetaginosus? That's great. And they make beautiful wood too. It's a hardwood, right? A true hardwood. They have a classic Bignoniaceae type flower, that shape. Different colors. Popular ones pink, yellow, and purple. Yeah, that's great. This is what it looks like in the wild. Yeah, a little more stressed. Yeah, so they have these giant inflorescences look like pom-poms or like cheerleader things. Nothing like a pink tree, that's right. That's a white one. Cool. I'm gonna say, let's look at that one. Albus is probably the white one. Let's look at Albus. Nope, it's not white. Yellow. Beautiful. They're good street trees. They're okay. It's the national tree of Brazil. Okay, this is the national tree of Brazil. There we go. Why is the wiki page so small if it's the national tree of Brazil? The tree and the flower are the national plants of Brazil. What a world. What a big, beautiful world we have. Jacaranda. Yeah. Take a long time to grow. That makes sense. Typically, plants that have hard wood grow slowly, and the plant's investing a lot of time into making very intense, like thick structural wood. If it's a soft wood, it grows pretty quickly in general. Yeah. Jacaranda. All right. Ant plant is looking fine. Okay, you're gonna hit the hay. Take care, Brixbury. Enchanted Ink, hello. Well, your plants to the bathtub for collective watering time. Perfect stream. Perfect. Yeah, we're hanging out and having a casual, leisurely time. Listening to some music. I don't hear it though. Repotting, watering. Oh, Alfred turns the streets pink. Yeah, that's cool. The joys of flowers. The media, the old media from this plant is like really well broken down. And I was like, I wonder why it's so well broken down. I forgot. There's mushrooms that grow in this. And it's, you know, about once a month we'll get little fruiting bodies come up. And I was going through it and I had little dried mushrooms. Mother Earth's, oh yes. Honeydew. I have listened to Mother Earth's Plantasia. Your favorite? Well, attending to herbs and flowers. Cute. Yeah, a fun one. Kind of iconic, kind of, you know, super famous. I like listening to, typically actually what I listen to is World of Warcraft music actually. When I'm repotting and stuff. I listen to World of Warcraft, like Night Elf music. Like this. It'll start playing in the background. I like this kind of music. I started playing WoW during COVID, and I would only play at night. And I was a werewolf character that befriended the elves of the night. My music isn't copyrighted. I think it is, probably, actually. I think it is copyrighted. But it is background music. So I can typically get away with using video game music in videos in the background because they typically benefit from the exposure. You got a sundew recently. You have to buy mineral-free water. Yes. You got to get distilled water. They're super sensitive. I have distilled water for my air plants. Background listening dreamy. Whew. Wow, I don't know why I'm so sleepy. Strange. Let's put on safe music. Music that won't get us in trouble. Like the golden age of light music. You're back from your run. How was it? El Outlaw. Ooh, you got a Sundew recently too? We got some Drosera bands. Do you need distilled water for air plants? I always... You're also dozing off. Weird, right? Do we have carbon monoxide in our apartment, Marcus? Isn't that strange? Marcus started taking creatine today. Because it is perhaps the best supplement to take. You cheat and may or may not have deionized water from your lab. That's the way to do it. We have a gas leak. Hey guys, get ready with me. About to be gas leaked. First of all, I started to feel dizzy. I wasn't having enough oxygen, so I started to pass out. And we had carbon monoxide poisoning. No. Anyway, I'm also congested, which is weird. You need to add more WoW music to your D&D background list. Yes. No, we don't have a gas leak. You would see it happen probably. We have several sensors in this residence. With this music playing, that's what you think? You know, I am confident in this particular building. Wouldn't the plants neutralize the gas? If we had... Our stove is natural gas. If there was carbon monoxide, I don't think that these plants would be able to process it quick enough. The seal would drag me out of the apartment, just like in the Rocky. It's like the little guy from the space movie with the Deadpool. And now I'm just kind of ripping. You want to do a science experiment? You said it's always important to explore curiosity. That's right. Marcus, let's do an experiment. Pray tell of your great inquiry. A mobile mic. Oh, yeah. Let me wash my hands and we'll try it. Do you want to come set it up, Marcus? We have a new microphone. After Marcus and I recorded that plant pooping one, after we recorded it, I was not thrilled with the, like... I talk loudly, and it kept capping the audio on the little one we had. So, I got the most professional ones I can. The Invisible Man is Marcus, actually. They were like $250 for these new microphones. And I recorded a video about basil using them, and it sounded so good. Conceptual Force. Marcus, do you want to come in and fix it? Yes, they're DJI. When I was at PBS, we used DJI, and I said, wow, this is the real McCoy. I can do it? All right. Hey guys, get ready with me. We're going to set up a new microphone on the stream. Everybody's so excited to have a new microphone on the stream. Why did they talk like that? I love it. It's so enticing. You love those mics? They're so good. You plug it in the Mac. All right, let's do it. I was on PBS. Yeah. I was on the Public Broadcasting S. In LA. Yeah, it was fun. I flew down to LA. I went into the studio for a half a day and we recorded some stuff, and I think the next episode will be released this Friday. It's called Won't You Be My Gamer? It's like a play on Won't You Be My Neighbor? Gamer. And so we played video games while talking about science. It was so fun. The folks there were fantastic. You just got DJI mics for work and noticed many people use them on Instagram. Yeah, exactly. Enchanted Ink. So I at PBS used DJI mics. I said, wow, these are really good. This must be like the gold standard. And then I started looking at what everyone was using. The mayor of San Francisco, the guy who's the food influencer around me, the TikTok girlies. Everyone has the same mic. It's like, wow, okay. Once you see them, you start seeing them. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands. And then we are going to try the new microphone. Actually, let me finish repotting this. I'm almost done. If you've ever seen a fir tree before, a fir tree is a big conifer, and it has interesting bark that peels off in sheds like this. Hey guys, get ready with me. About to do my fir tree skin routine. Get ready with me to become bark. Hey guys, get ready with me. I'm gonna do that now. It's actually not even gonna become a joke. I'm actually gonna start doing that in all sincerity. Outside Lands, did you go? Al Outlaw, did you see Conan O'Brien? This is my kind of music. When they say, wow, what should we put on the background with Matthew? Put on some of this kind of stuff. You did go and you saw him in the VIP section. Nice. Did you have a favorite act, performer, artist? Dear Matthew. Wow. Gerhard Fox. Interesting for your first comment to be so vile and wretched. I think it's done. Ta-da! Okay, welcome in. You've been absolved of your sins. Excited for the Empire of Sun and Rufus the Soul. Both related to the sun. That really tells you something. And did you see the sun? Probably not. Probably not. It was probably foggy. We did it, Joe? Okay, we're gonna water this plant and then we'll try the new microphone. I think I used this song in a video. I did. Called Photo Inhibition. Okay, I made a video about photo inhibition. And I used this song because like, I know this. I've heard this song a lot, actually. It was cloudy and Carl the Fog kept crashing every set. Cute. We love the natural endemic forces of our environment. Okay. Let's try this microphone. We don't need to wash our hands. You can just wipe them on your pants. It's what my family taught me to do as a child. They said, do that. Lavalier. Let's try it. My computer's crazy hot. Green Monkey! Hey, our friend Green Monkey's here. Now it's a party. Okay. I plugged it in. We're trying out a new microphone right now. We'll just see if it works. Okay. Step 1, success. Step 2. The planters of the gay kind. What? Okay, we're going to mute ourselves and finagle for a bit. Please be patient. I'm so good at technology. Back, can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. ABC. ABC, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. You can hear me. You didn't offend anyone. No, everyone here's good. It's low. You can't hear me? Really? It's peaking on my end. Really? Should I turn it up? It's better? Is it better than the other one? Really? Yeah, the music was crazy loud. Okay. Slightly low. Okay. Peaking is the same as volume. Let's turn it up. Is that better? Testing 1, 2, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, Green Monkey, Auto Lock, that Marcus L. Outlaw, Tom the Temp. Call him out. Oh yeah. Do it. You can't notice a difference. Okay, good. That's good. You shouldn't be able to tell that it's different. What you should be able to tell is that I can walk around and move. Now I can run around the room and scream. Isn't that great? Now I can repot things. And I won't have to lean into this. This is a prop at this point now. Or is it? This is the microphone? It sounds better. Okay, good. Good air. Well, what's next? Let's check on this plant. Okay. The receiver should be able to receive my audio voice. It sounds good, but Marcus, you need to play with it. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, well, we're testing it out. Not too bad, right? Not too bad at all. You would lower the music. Perfect. Oh, that's better. I'm gonna try and push all of this down. I keep wanting to lean in towards the microphone. I'm used to leaning in. Okay, our little guy is pretty much done, I think. Ski, hello. Oh, it's dripping. Ski, hello. New pot, who this? I'm excited for, in another 3 years, it'll be about twice as big, I think. Because it's basically been the same size for the past, well, no, it has grown significantly. It's grown significantly in that pot. Now, hopefully, it is happy. We'll monitor it. We'll check it out to make sure it looks good. If there are any issues, we will notice immediately. One of the big issues with this plant is that actually it doesn't like being wet too long. So if it has too much moisture that's collecting, it'll start to rot. So that's why I put it in bark mulch. Baby Kitty, hello. Good to see you. Kim Bino Kali. Any tips for orchids? We got a plant as a gift and you want to keep it alive. Okay. I have some tips and tricks. It's late to the game, but it's good to see you. Okay. Perfectly good, baby kitty. For orchids. Typically, when you get an orchid, it'll be a small pot in a bigger pot. Repot it. Yeah. I'm gonna go get an orchid. Okay. The tutorial. Okay. So this is your standard moth orchid or Phalaenopsis. The Phalaenopsis, typically you get them in the store and they're like a pot, a little plastic pot in like a bigger pretty pot. I typically will repot them in something that's called an orchid pot. The orchid pot has a lot of little holes in it so it doesn't drown. These are epiphytic usually. The orchids that we grow in our homes are typically tropical epiphytes, but there's tons of different types of orchids. There's some orchids that live in the ground, some live in trees, some are highly specialized to seduce bees. We talked about that earlier. But yeah, these will rot if they're too wet. So what I do is like once a week, I will fill up a big basin or the bathtub and I'll soak them for like 30 minutes. And then it'll drain out. That way it doesn't get too wet for too long. If an orchid goes into a water property. Yeah, so typically what happens is they sell them at like the grocery store or the nursery in really pretty pots, but they're in like a clear plastic lining where if you water them, they kind of just rot because they can't breathe. They drown, they get too much exposure to water. Yeah. So I have a couple orchids. I used to have a lot more, but then I moved and I got rid of them. This one is a truly epiphytic. So it lives on trees. So the type of bark you use is orchid bark. You can buy orchid bark in a bag like this. And it's basically just like tree bark. There's even a tutorial. There's a tutorial on the back for repotting your orchids. We can even look at it together. 1, get a good pot. Select a pot that is 1 to 2 inches larger with good drainage holes. See the pot they use has some really prominent holes. Number 2 is removal. Remove the orchid from the old pot. Soak it in water first to make it easier. That's a cool tip. Never thought about that. Bark, bark. Does it smell good? It does, actually. Because this is from fir. This is like a conifer. Smells like Christmas. Trim the roots. If the root looks dead or like it's not succulent, like it's flat, then you can trim it off. Fill up the pot to a certain depth with the medium, put it in top, and then cover it and do that. Fill it in. There's a specific fertilizer you use for orchids as well. You want to use epiphytic fertilizer. Do they need constant sun? Sorry, I froze. I was thinking about a lot of different things at once. Okay, first, Miss Pleakley, did you attend Outside Lands? I did not. Second, Gambino Kali. Can you save them if they rot? So the roots might start rotting. If you catch it in time, you can remove the plant and cut off the roots that are kind of rotten, and you will be able to see what is no good and what is fine. Because the ones that are healthy will be quite thick and succulent. So these are roots. They should be kind of thick and firm. If you touch the root and it's firm, that's great. Like this root here is very firm. The roots that are emerging from this pot are firm. If you squeeze it and it's spongy or it feels hollow, then it's dead, and you cut that out. And you can cut it back. So I think this one has a good example. Right here where I'm pointing, someone cut it, and then the roots started growing again. So it can still regrow. Now, some orchids need more light than others. This one needs bright indirect light. So getting a specific kind of brightness with they have a specific amount of light that hits the surface. There's a lux meter. I have a whole thing on this, actually. I can pull it up. Might be helpful because you're asking about this. But let me find it. Please hold. La 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 la. Green monkey. At the beginning of the live? You were at the beginning of the live when you sent a message and didn't realize? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, it's good to see you nonetheless. I have a class on houseplants, and one of the big things about houseplants is the light. They need a specific amount of light. Okay, this is quite good. You don't know the type of orchid? Well, we can approximate it. Oh. Okay, so for indoor plants, we might say something like very low light, and plants can tolerate it, like cast iron plant. There's low light, which is like the understory of a forest. Pothos and peace lily, bright indirect light. So in general, orchids we grow will want the same amount of light as like a monstera, which is called bright indirect light. And that is a pretty big range from like 1,000 to 10,000 lux. But what is lux? Lux is the way that we measure the amount of light that hits a surface. The number of photons. Let's see, okay. Where did I poke this? La 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 la. Okay. Luminous flux is a light's total output that's measured in lumens, and illuminance is how much light hits a surface. You measure it in lux. So there's a device called the Lux Meter. You can go on your phone. There's an app that's called Light Meter, and you can use your phone to determine the amount of light hitting a surface. You just follow the app, There's also a thing you can buy on Amazon that's like 20 bucks. It's a little light meter, and you can use that. So if I hold up my light meter over there by the window, it'll say there is, it's like receiving 20,000 lux, which is direct light. And if I go into the shade, it'll say, oh, you're getting 8,000 lux, which is like a pretty bright indirect light. Anyway, for reference, outside at noon is 100,000 lux. Lux is a soap. Really? You mean Lush? Lush the soap? You see, it explains what makes so much sense. I'm happy to hear it. Schroper, please feel free to use any of the videos in your classes. And if there's specific things that would be fun that you want me to talk about, I might try and make them for your class. But, yeah. Very low light conditions. Those plants can tolerate it. They don't thrive in it. I have a light meter. Let me find it. You can go on Amazon and you can basically try and Google this, just type light meter and you'll find something that looks kind of like this. This device has a sensor with an opaque plastic cover over the sensor. Oh, movie stars promoted a soap called Lux. Oh yeah. We're gonna turn it on. Okay. So right now, at this particular angle in the room, it is getting what is classified as bright indirect light, 1,300 lux. But if I change the angle, that is different. So it's basically, this is your leaf, so you always put it at the angle of leaf. There's a little bit of sun. Let me put it in the sun. When it's in the sun, it is like 11,000 lux. Roper, you gotta head out. Okay, well take care. Feel free to use any of my videos in whatever capacity. Men in Black. Zink! Your memory's about to be wiped. Exactly. Is it a plant too? Monkey. This? Yeah, this device is quite useful. I'm going to walk around the room and I think I can hold it. Yeah. Okay, I can freeze the reading. So I'm gonna go over to the colocasia. And we're gonna hold it in the direction that the leaf is. The leaf, at this current moment in time, at that angle, it says 34.4 K lux. Right above the 4 it says K lux, that's the 1,000 lux kilo. Yeah. Oh, we're freezing. That's how it works. It's pretty nifty, right? There's also an app you can get on your phone. I forgot I have this. Is Lux not a champion? Lux is a lot of things. Lux is so many things. Okay, this is the example I use when I teach the class. The Dracena Draco, which is right next to me in this room, it loves full sun, so it has 44,000 lux most of the time. The Ficus audrey, which is really just Ficus bengalensis, which is a banyan tree, it likes bright indirect light or full sun, but in my instance it's getting bright indirect light and it's getting about 6,000 lux. The orchid Phalaenopsis, I try and give it like 2,000, but right now it's in a different room where it gets less, but it's fine. This is the app. This is the one that I've used that I think is quite champion. Have I seen the dahlias? I have seen them when they were tubers. So I've seen the dahlias in the ground, but not as flowers or leaves. I've been to the Dahlia Dell in Golden Gate Park. and there was nothing in there that you could see. It was just like a big patch of dirt. Downloading right now. Okay. Imbino Kali. I'm happy to hear it. Yeah, I have no relation to this app. I don't know who made it, but it's useful. Your pothos sits in your kitchen windowsill, and the leaves reach for the light in the day. Smart leaves. Yeah. They're in full bloom. Yeah, I've been seeing photos, El Outlaw, of the dahlias. They're gorgeous. There's so many unique cultivated varieties of dahlia as well. That's what's so fun. It's the official flower of San Francisco, the dahlia. Okay. There's something I wanted to show you that... Oh, it's the national flower of Mexico. Really? That's cool too. There's something I want to show you that's really useful that Marcus has been working on. This is a free education for all kind of website where there's various pathways and you can learn about different things by following a pathway, and then people can make their own. I oversee the horticulture page. This website is called atlearn.org. It's like Wikipedia, but... Oh, let me paste. You have a dahlia tattooed? That's cool. Rainbow Dust. Veronica Lake starred in a film called The Blue Dahlia. Really? So this is a like free learning website that is like college classes, or basically just like classes where you can follow little pathways. So let's zoom in here. Oh, wrong button. I keep hitting the wrong thing. I've changed the way my OBS works, the way it looks. Atlearn.org. Home horticulture. This is the page that I curate. So basically what it is like, let's say you want to learn about anything. Yeah, my partner is working on this and has got it off the ground. What you can do. Wikipedia, good for learning, but not for education, exactly. So that Marcus is developing this atlearn.org. Basically, if you want to learn about something, currently these are what we have built out, but functional fitness, how to cook in the kitchen, learning language, music fundamentals, horticulture in the home. And you follow this little tree in the middle. So first you have to know your site, then you start learning about the soil, then you learn about composting, learn about starting plants, and so forth. And these little branches come off of it. So let's say someone says, hey Matthew, I want to start getting into horticulture, but I don't know where to start. I say, well, there's this great resource that you can track your progress. You can click through, and everything in here is free. Oh, the page is, I need to fix the page. Everything is free and accessible. Mark's doing a great job. Yeah, I agree. He's doing phenomenally. And now I have something I can share with people that I'm like very confident and excited about. So it's like Wikipedia, but for learning. So the first thing about home horticulture is you got to know your site. And it says, hey, these are the things you got to learn. And then there's some free tools you can go check out. Everything will be free. That's the great thing about it. You got to know your USDA hardiness zone. You got to know what that means. And then there's little things you can do to practice it. Like walk in your yard at 9 a.m. and then in 4 p.m. And then check where the sun is. That way you know where the sun is in the morning and at night. And then you also need to look up your zone. So then when you got it, you put a little check mark. Oh, you have to sign in. Okay. I think I'm signed in. I'm not signed in. Anyway, you can track your progress too, which is really cool. Manual zoom. How do I manual zoom? I don't know what that. Is there a button? The plant tissue culture lady needs a map. Yes! So she could create a plant tissue culture. and then you follow through and it tells you all the different things, and it could link to her like resources. Exactly, Duskborn. So that's kind of what that is. And there's essential things that you should definitely do, and then there's recommended ones. Nope. I've never zoomed. You? I have zoomed. There we go. Yeah, the little check mark once you've done it. But there's essential ones. They say essential, which are like, you should probably do this before you move on, and then recommended. Like, hey, could be good to learn about microclimates. In the San Francisco Bay Area, it's like critical to learn about them, but, you know, you could create a very good garden without it. Essentials, recommended, and there's extra. Like soil microbiome is completely extra, but if you understand it, it'll help you in your home horticulture adventures. At the bottom is houseplants, which is extra, but learning about houseplants, you know, is important. Fun. It's crazy university education is still gated behind a cost when there's a billion YouTube videos you can watch and websites that are made. So this is a resource that leads people to the great resources that exist. That's right. Yeah. I learned something the other day. Oh, look. Okay, continue my path. I can continue my path in home horticulture. I was reading about kitchens. Oh my god. I was reading through the kitchen one. And little things like set up the place. Set up and mise en place. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. This is community based. So everyone can make their own thing. You can start a personal map. You can make recommendations. You can like say, hey, we should change the resource here. We should add this. We should alter that. It's like Wikipedia. So if you want to do something cool, you could totally work on this. The fitness one was quite good too. Anyway, the accessibility of information is very easy. You can access so much stuff, but it's just trying to find them and go to them in the right place. Anyway, I just wanted to share this. We'll be using it probably later this week when we talk about sustainable landscaping. Marcus and I will try and make one for sustainable landscape design, which will include native plants. Made you of a Padlet you made for counseling research. Cool. Genuinely appreciate when people come up with things like this, especially positive effects of planting creates joy. Yes, baby kitty, that's right. But the home horticulture one, pretty great. I will be recommending for folks, if they have questions, do you do private lessons? David Wesley White? Not really. We do lessons on Twitch and in the flesh, in communities. Anyway, yeah, fun stuff. Which one here? Germination! Woo, 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 woo! Yes. The germination one is fun because it tells you to start germinating seeds. All right. Bay Area Nursery. Yeah, you can see me at a Bay Area Nursery or National Tour. I will be doing that. For science? Let's do it. I'm gonna log in, Marcus. But yeah, the Bay Area Nursery. I have monthly lectures I do around the Bay Area at a bar. So if you follow me on Instagram, I'll share the links. They're called Lectures on Tap. The next one I think might be full, but it's in a week, and it's on plant warfare. How plants have battles with each other, with animals, with other plants, and with themselves. How plants have had war and kind of screwed themselves up twice. Did you know that? Did you know that plants have led to their own extinction? Not once, but twice? The two first extinctions on Earth were because of plants. Niche hobbies? This is not a hobby. This is what I do. Anyway, yeah, plant warfare, and then we're doing plant intelligence. It'll be an SF. And then plant intelligence. And then in October, I'm doing a lecture on carnivorous plants. It's a deep dive into all the carnivorous plants, including the most recent one that's been discovered. They confirmed Charles Darwin's hypothesis. Did you see that? Let me show you. Well, okay, maybe I'll make a TikTok about it soon. But Charles Darwin, 150 years ago, said, hey, I think this plant might be carnivorous, but I don't know. And then last week, a paper came out in Nature Communication, and they said, hey, this plant is carnivorous. It does digest and grow. But yeah. So those are the ones I do. Anyway, we're going to look at this. I'm going to sign in. Continue with Google. We're going to look at Atlas. Quick. Passkey. Okay, I'm logged in. Okay, Frankie, are you back? Let me know when you're back, and I'll tell you again. So, houseplants, harvesting and beyond. Houseplants. I am signed in. I can edit. I want to add a prompt. Okay, to do. Okay, check your plants with 2-inch finger test. Yeah. Reflection prompt. No, add action. Buy peace lily. And take care of it. No, I have to spend more time thinking about it. I think the peace lily is the best houseplant to start with. I won't be adding that right now. What did you request, Marcus? Carnivorous plants is how you'll be taken out. You'd fall for that sweet, sweet nectar trap. Animals eating plants and vice versa. Rainbow dust, that's what they do. They eat each other. The circle of life. Okay, log in and add a link to something. Okay, perfect. Let me do that. Let me find one I want to add to. Weeds. Okay, let's add a link. Common weeds of North America. I think there should be a USDA free PDF. Noxious weed list. That might be good. $2010. Not helpful. Common weeds of the United States. Yeah, I feel like this book should be free. The one I want. Gets you to buy it. Okay, Frankie. Charles Darwin, 150 years ago, said, I think this plant is carnivorous. And he couldn't really test it because carnivorous plants need 5 things to be carnivorous. They need to trap, kill, digest. Wait, let me see. I wrote a song so I could remember it. We are the... Damn, why don't I remember this? I better pull up the song, I guess. They capture, kill, digest, and then they grow. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Carnivorous plants. And for some reason I forgot. Okay, carnivorous plants need 5 things. They need to capture, they gotta kill, they gotta digest, they gotta absorb, and then grow. That's it. Those are the steps. And so Charles Darwin didn't know that it could do all of them, but in a paper about a week ago, they realized, hey, it can actually do this. He was proven right. They scared you a little bit? You should be very afraid. They're terrifying. PC Marky likes the song that's kid, and so the opportunity to talk about him is quite a delight. What is that? You hear that?
We are the carnivores and bugs should be afraid. We break both down the living and decayed.
Their enzymes act from outer shell to the inside, digesting chitin proteins and nucleotides.
We are the carnivores, we capture, kill, digest.
That's it. Capture, kill, digest.
We absorb,
Absorb
and
and
grow.
grow.
To be our best. Our native lands are so nutrient deprived that we've resorted to capturing dead or alive. Sometimes we even eat some rodent poop. It gets mixed into a shitty little soup. Just give something sweet and they will take a seat, and soon there comes a tasty little treat. So yummy, yum, yum.
Fun. Anyway. Nepenthes. You bombed in? Okay. I want to find a weed guide, a list of all the common names of weeds. Universities often have good lists. Is this? These are just pictures of weeds. I would like a good guide. List of robust. Of all weeds by common name. Dar College. Okay, that's pretty good. But no one is going to be able to navigate this because they're just names. You want to be able to have pictures. So, weeds. What's that weed? Good. La 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 la. Federal noxious weeds. This list is quite bad. I mean, maybe the U.S. Forest Service has something good. Grazing, spreading. Okay, not bad. I would want to spend more time perusing everything. It would take me maybe an hour to find something I like. So we might wait to add something, Marcus. I'm not going to add another resource. I do want to add stuff to the weeds. Pests. Right now, for pests, it only has a Wikipedia article for aphids. So I'm going to go and add more links to this that are useful. Stephanophore, hello. What's that weed? That'd be fun. What's that weed? Okay, let me do that with you. We're going to pull up a weed and you're going to tell me what it is. Don't look, don't look. What is this one? Don't read it. It's a plantago. That's right. You got it. Aphids can kiss your behind. They're delicious. Yeah, great plantain. Broadleaf plantain. Great plantain. Very good. Purslane. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say it. Sorry, you're supposed to guess. Okay, well, hey, guess what this is? Is it pokeweed? It is poke. Maybe I can get better results. I'm trying to find a good, accessible, free resource. Iowa State. This is only useful. Bob Hartzler, retired weed scientist and professor of agronomy. Only useful if you know what these are. Puncture vine. Classic. La 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 la. Okay, University of California. I guess if you click it, there'll be a photo. Not bad. But this is only for California, I think. Well, born to edible weeds? A lot of them are edible. Most of them are edible. Where's the audio? Why can I not hear this? This is an edible weed. My friend made this video, the Bay Forager. It's specifically for California Bay Area.
It's one of my favorite weeds to find. It is a delicious, edible, incredibly drought tolerant, incredibly heat tolerant. I very often see it growing in the cracks of the sidewalk and the asphalt where temperatures reach upwards of 130, 140 degrees. Now, this is right in the dog pee zone, but I'm sure in my heyday, I've probably smoked things a lot worse than dog pee. So good. A little bit slimy like nopales or like okra. A little bit sour, probably very high in vitamin C. This is called purslane. As you can see, it's pretty succulent. The leaves are kind of thick, filled with water, so very hydrating. One of the most delicious greens that you can find. Again, incredibly drought tolerant, incredibly heat tolerant, found all throughout California, growing on the side of the road.
So the purslane is found throughout most of North America. I mean, we had
it's pretty
a
succulent.
little succulent plant.
The leaves are kind of thick, filled with water, so very hydrating.
It's in the family that's most closely related to cacti. Portulacaceae, the closest relative of cacti. Little weed, low growing, spreading. They're native to Southern Europe. I saw a post that was recommended to me, and it was on indigenous greens. I think it was called, the account was called Indigenous Greens. I said, oh, I want to see this. And they said, we should be eating less lettuce and more indigenous greens. I said, that makes sense. And then they said they showed miner's lettuce. I said, yeah, that's a good one to eat. And they showed some other ones, and they showed purslane. I was like, okay. Purslane's not an indigenous crop or an indigenous plant. It's an invasive plant in North America. But it's interesting because it's everywhere and it survives so well. And you can buy this at like Whole Foods. You have to pay big bucks for this. Steam some weeds and have dinner. Yeah, apparently this one tastes best cooked. Asiatic lilies are no though. Yeah, anything that's a true lily, I don't think you should. You don't know if you have those in those areas, just a variation. Once you learn to ID purslane, portulaca, oleracea, it becomes very evident. It's very distinct growing habit, creeps along the ground very distinctly. Its leaves have a very particular shape and feel. They're quite good. Well, yeah, they have cute little flowers. Portulaca. That should be a dog's name. If I had a dog that was a little bit cute, but not super cute, I would name him Portulaca. You know? The dog had some charm and appeal, but was kind of on the fence, you know. well, we've laughed, we've cried, we've repotted a plant, we've answered some questions. Horchata, that's maybe why I like it so much. Maybe it sounds so appealing to me because it sounds like horchata. Horchata. Isn't that an Arabian drink that was brought to Spain, then it was brought to Mexico? Horchata. I like horchata. I have it once or twice a year. You're craving nutrients. Me too. That makes two of us. It's dinner time in the household, and everybody gets to eat. Well, folks, it's been fun hanging out. I'm going to say farewell, and we will see you on Friday. Friday we'll be streaming earlier. It'll be a special stream where we celebrate native plants and the plants that are endemic to different regions. We'll be talking about sustainable landscapes. We'll talk about native plants, and we'll have a special guest. Christian, who is a professor at Columbia, and he's my friend. He does environmental education through drama. All right. Alfred, Dr. Otterlock, Frankie, Baby Kitty, Rainbow Dust, Stephanophore, Duskborn, Remy, Rainbow Dust. Take care. We will see you later. Have a great rest of your day. Tell your friends you love them. Tell your family you love them. Have a good meal. And all the best. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you all. You make all this stuff so fun and so wonderful. See you on Friday.